Okay, flood update the morning after. That terrible song for that movie Poseidon Adventure. Um, we got the water out. It took about a good 7 hours. I still have some you can see back there. We'll get back there in a minute. So, this hole is where my drain was. And what happened was the ground is so saturated. The storm drain out front, and we're up on a hill, but this drain goes probably 25 plus feet out to the storm drain, maybe a little bit less. And it got plugged up, and there was just so much water and so much pressure, it just backed up into our drain. And it put this is the drain. You can see the hole there on the side of it, right there. It just popped a hole in it, and it just was coming in overnight, and didn't know until I came down here the next morning. You can see all the water. That water was just pouring in the ground. So the drain's right over here somewhere, which I think right there actually. So we're gonna clean all that up, make a new drain. We're going to leave this here. I'm going to have to run a pump out in case this ever happens again. This is the first time. We lived here like about 15 years or so. This is the first time this has ever happened. We get a little water in the corners, just being an older house. It was a dirt floor turned into a concrete foundation. So we get a little water in the cracks, but not much. Nothing like this. This is the first time this has ever happened. So to avoid that, we'll put the well down in there once it kind of dries out, because when we're digging deeper, we keep getting more water because the ground's so saturated. So I've got these piles to get out. The furnace is okay. Ductwork was underwater a little bit, but nothing major from the furnace got damaged, which is good. Water heater sparks, but it won't ignite. So my guess is a niter down there bad. The plumber's coming to look at that. I've never worked on that one before, so I'm gonna leave it to a professional to do. I don't know about the dryer behind me. I don't think it got up that high. It got back in the corner. It was much deeper than it was up here because it kind of rolls towards that drain, so that was a good thing. I don't think it got too high up in here, where you see the little tab there. Up in here is all your stuff for the pilot light and the igniter and the heat element and all that stuff is down in here, and then in the back is the motor for the tumbler, and I think that's good. The freezer kicked back on, thank God. So it's plenty good. It just got a little bit of water in the bottom of it, so hopefully it doesn't rust out. These rugs are saturated. These rugs go. This up here got water in it from the layout. Believe it or not, this back here, the tote full of stuff, it actually stayed dry. It didn't get beyond that first drawer. It stayed dry. There's some little kits and stuff in here that got wet. They're all in bags, and what isn't, I can just put up on top of the layout and dry out. This has all my landscaping stuff. It was down on the floor. It got completely washed out, rolling around like a boat. Luckily, this is an old tote, but it did not get any water in it. Some of the older totes did. So my shelf here is good. There's stuff on the bottom here. I went through it. It's ruined. Some of the stuff I did save I put over here. A few baseball cards. This cool operating system from the Illinois Central. Some books. A couple of my books. At least 2 photo albums and my slides were good. Some die casts in there. They were all good. Thank God. Those were okay. I was okay. Some magazines lost. Big deal. Nothing. And a couple books. Some nice books about World War II that I liked. But that's fine. You know what? There's worse things in life. Over here you still see some water, so we gotta have to maybe fix a few things there on the outside too. This is where I normally get a little water, as you can see, but nothing major. So I got to push that water out, push this water out. The Christmas tree, I got to get back up on there and fix. I put it up there so it wouldn't get in the water. It's an expensive tree. My wife has a willow tree collection of the nativity scene. It's very expensive. I bought it for her over several Christmases. Bought her the pieces, and she bought some pieces on her own. That was completely dry inside. It was a new tote anyway, so completely dry. Still got water down in there. I got to get out, so I got to get a new shop vac. So a lot of stuff got lost that wasn't a big deal, but still don't know about the water heater. What's going to happen with it once the plumber comes? I'll know. That's going to suck because that'll be an expensive if it's toast. Dryer I don't know about yet either, so that's what we're waiting on. I'm waiting on this to dry up. So today I got to get all this other stuff out. I'm going to come down here and clean the floor off, get the rugs out, all that good stuff. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been, that's for sure. And had we not been home or something happened, where we weren't home for a longer period of time, that water would have probably gotten extremely deep because it was just pouring in as fast as we would pump it. It would come in through that drain through the ground. So just this should solve it. This should fix this problem and help the drain, alleviate the drain when it gets backed up, and we'll build it to where it just flows onto this bucket, dip the floor down into there. So probably won't have a layout update or be working on the layout for a while. So, but I thought I would give you an update. So we're going to be busy here for several weeks down here. I wanted to do outdoor projects, not indoor projects. So I'd have time in between to work on a layout, but that's the way it's going to be. So we'll get all this cleaned up and get another dehumidifier. That one was underwater, but it was actually still running. So I think it'll be fine once I clean it up and get it going again. So guys, that's the update. And today's just getting the rest of this cleaned up, and tomorrow taking everything to the dump that couldn't been salvaged. So I will catch you guys later. Thank you for I will get back to your comments when I have time. So thank you very much for all your nice comments. I saw a few of them. I haven't gone through all of them yet, but I really appreciate it. Luckily, everything didn't go too bad. It's not good, but it's not extremely bad either. So I will catch you guys later. Thanks.